So for Pong, Monsignor, num, Minianoma, Sofo, Asofrenia, num, Asofo, Tremba, Nananum, Nkankara, Major, and Amena, Waya Assassin, Nubra. Madam Nasipi, there, who made him yam, Abatai, Yanjumezi, Echi. Na, the boss also so that my hen Nana Nanango, then I remember man upon with Zen, now what Zen. In your major for. In that, and I pay all your many GP, Namazican, and I say, the mouse of upon. There also mention a name na mefa afutusemi nkankaram from yanimbe enumia whereby ya deken fui na here na sofo na here na yeshi he nyinara o me do papa o san there so why the ordination so papa no o ye o kan sempa it also mon kaza enyiminyam no da hye tumda wa sepi. It's in the Yanoba Hope, Kelvin, Emmanuel, Alexander, Maxwell, and a Cosmos. Warabeshaman Dickens. Now, Dickens, I'm the Jama Yati in some or Hen Chokron Yimo. Yakan Kansama Ozikan. Na no today be no ochun ha adwene kegina wona adwumeti a orbezi yedo no zikan no ye fa no numbers no na oraka sim bi afa Levi fu bi ho na damon crofo yi wo yi hon da won bo a Aaron oye osofon wo ni jumezim na namba asofo no so one jumezim nti yehwa waye asofo aboafo na onye biara na wosem yinde onye de mejumezim o se Levi fo so wakaya Jacob namba no we do ebie na Jacob onye na Leah one back of Levi woko asase a nyame de bon na no ba no dodo o ma biara asase na Levi wa ma na asase Levi nara wa ma na asase ikaifu ni nyina obi enya asase no no kuti wa ma na asase onam de no odwumedi bia odo odi na asefo so wajumezi bia all the wodi to amana asase na mmom wo che wonu gu mbanu hona asase be bia wo bia wo che wonu gudo o ma no krokro wa ha o ma krokro wa ha o ma krokro wa ha sa no na wo siesie hon ma waye asofo juma ampara ejumeza wodi yen nti echiri wo si asodan kesen no hon na wohwedo asofo no wo hoze nanso so hon na wosiesie ho no ehwa yana kenkan sama odika no mpo no wo ma yete de hon na obobu ankrofo oye adakashen no so wo babo soma nsiesie na azinyina hon na wo behwedo nti Ashwa bakare warosum ze nanso suma wasum no won faso ehiminyam wom onye da waye nkwa bi onye da waye mass service bi no waprapra hobi aha ehiminyam wom faso so wo ho na ibatwenya adwen kegina kenkan sama otodo ebien no sunumu oye Jesus otuko so na isafon okan ho bom na oye kukuru na work and sempa na azin Odun be na chile dom na adoso. De bien no. Jumeza wozi no na ayede no ya agboro hondo. Yapede wo de eye oye afafra dom a wo be ka ho no. Oye Hellenist no. Eye Jewfo a ayede waket na Greek fu ho na asase do na wa search no bi na ayede Jewfo ayede wanye Jewfo a na wo ka eku no ho no. Na wonu kunafo no so what is mana na wo sisi won. Hey. You know ya so nbo. Wo si dan na yesisi binom. Enti wo mo mpanyifo no wo bufu yi no wo ye atetua. Enti wo hu yi no sa ha. O de ye bombo na ye hwe. Ni dem da ye dwumezi so. Wo si dan na ye sempa kan na azi ye gye etu ho ni ye keche eziban. Ye keche eziban. Enti dem za no ndo ye yi mu binum. Oye esuafo no bia wonka debie no ho eson na ye mfa dam dwumezi mfa nhye wonansa na wenye obiara no woyi se kenkan sem yete ya woso obi a wona a wowo gyedi na sunsum na ahye won ma nkankara Steven no woyi ho nti abaka da it's man cheze obiara botuma ache nanso so ni sunsando no na owechiri kakra adoye order of priesthood. You know, when you're talking about that sacrament of holy orders, you talk about 3 categories. You know, I don't know whether yours is category 1. No. That of the bishop is category 1. Episcopate. And then we have the presbyterate, as often category 2. And diaconate will be category 3. But all of us, we are ushered into through the sacrament of holy orders. So the fact that you are in category 3 wouldn't mean that whatever that you are doing is less important. No, it is not. Because if you are not there, the bishop would have to do it alone. If you are not there, the priest would have to do it alone. So whatever that you are going to be ushered into to do should not be transitory like your position. You know, when we talk about the deacons, the diaconate and all, we have the permanent deacons and we have the transitory deacons. You know, the permanent deacons, when you go to Europe and Americas and that sort of thing, it's quite common there. But in Ghana, we sometimes see 1 or 2 here and there. But we are used to transitory deacons. So the work that you are going to do is not transitory. I must tell you, it is not transitory. That's why the fact that your position is transitory, because you're going to, by grace of God, to become priest in future. But your work is not transitory. It means you have to carry that work with you when you become a priest. And God willing, when you become a bishop. You know, so the work that they shall perform duties for him. God told those who elected the Levites, they will perform duties for Aaron. Not only Aaron, but the congregation as well. So by extension, you will perform duties for the bishop and the priests and all the Christ faithful. So like the 7 disciples chosen to assist the 12, who were appointed to serve at table and attend to the needs of the widows of the Hellenites who were neglected in the daily distribution, I must say that your role is important. Your role is important. So responding to the call to holy orders currently is becoming more and more challenging. It's becoming more and more challenging. Because once you are called to that order, you have to assume that position of humility and service. But it looks like service and humility are not attractive anymore due to materialism, craving for things, and then also due to extreme form of selfishness, which has engulfed our world. Selfishness. We want to be rich quickly. And I want to be rich at the expense of my brother or my sister. This is exactly what is happening in our world. And people will sacrifice their brothers, the Sakawa thing. Sacrifice their brother because they want to be rich. Do all sorts of things at the expense of the general people, the community. And then we have what we call the quest for power. The quest for power. Everybody wants to be powerful. Everybody wants to be recognized in society. So why do I have to serve? Why do I have to serve? Do you think service would make you less human? But Jesus will tell us that it is that which is going to help us to be great. The greatest among you should serve. The greatest among you is to serve. Never make a young man, Sisiara, and I and your friend, and we are seeing Mono. I am a Ubi or Sumumpon, Ubi or the name Quatuan or Sumne on your attractive view. Jeho. Osande, Ibiara, Pede, Bibiara, oh, we are Tibiara, I and Uncle seeing it there. Nefi, one who there, Mara, Mara, was such an Obiara. Jeho. On a moment, I attractive keke. Ibiara Pedoya them. Now, them Jinabi, we not way you want. No work kind one day, one sum. And I made said, Jesus. Oh, my answer said, say, Esuma, Nanya Akwebi. Esuma, Nemo, Nay, or Jishi. Ubiara, upper there, or a casino, or there, Osum. It's a minianum. As some American, Manka Mahon Kuto, Manka Madikin Simkuto, Maramina America, Maramo, in our sofa, your Casa Train and Araho, a Sofunianum, a Sofun Trema, your Casamayan, a Jizifo, your Casamayan in Arasuso, Yano Yansum. It is not sure that Jumezina Borizino Subana. All the way in only Akuma Wadasum. Akuma Wadasum. Oh, now the Winyan. What you may see, Ruby? Communion to the sick. Visitation of the sick and the aged. Very important. An American is not transitory. It's a in American Chirohono. In Arayano, or the Asian and so. I am done a panarico around now. My Ibida, a Takradi Cathedral. The member in a sorpi or Takradi Quemo, when it's not there, say, a communion, or the Echichim Bayer Ibasa. That could be a refacle. Was Sunday a benant to my worry with a year. A quan and 50 through, Naroko. I could if you man, Nipana Maman communion was way to one. Hey, when you never by to one. About the Bibi or the Kabibi, that Sidana Kabibi, the Kita, Jesus, ma stole you who came, was Sidana Kabibi. I not shadow. Not to never be before. On the phone, Jehu. Now, so, sir, echo, nay, we never fear. Oh, na enijebia beshewa kumemu. Osanda azaye na ayadzipa. As Jesus akama obi a oyar abompa man. Na ya oya hom kakra ni de. Efi bi wo ha ekomi wie na erokwa. Father yeda wa se. Nyame show. Woka na menyu aja man. Enti dam na mpede wo hu. Ejuma no ayeze. Nanso so mfaso won ho. Nhira won ho. Wogbe na na akada nyame nhira wo no. Nyame nhira wo. Nyame nhira papa. Eye America ko ye besoro kakra. Eye mama classmate ko. Wo share Jan. Na obetina he nchen kakra na oye deacon. Na me hino ko communion runs kakra. Maduna mbado kra o. Yakwa yedu baby am park car ni sia me se awo fa ha na me so mo fa ha. Na yewie. Na dako na me yeso fopon wo ejumedi be nti manko. Na me se dem da wanko ten ko. Oko be yara. Ohuma, hey father, aye bad ba. Hey baru. Awu e sheda fa he na amama fa he. Me se oh aba sama. O sa ha na me fa no. Yeah, what show? Yeah. Show ba. Na me say, oh, minimo. O say, I no for why Islam and ye papa na he. It's a when you made zino. Obey it and say, Nanso so in Shirawo. In Shirawo, papa. It is good to serve. When you serve and you go home, you feel good. You feel good. You have done the work that Jesus had entrusted you to do. Now, McCain, a quest for power. Quest for power. On that, I can cancel my out today, but I can some pakron. Oputin who baby the chair. Answer na Jesus Christ obakasa che nation for na asem bi esi. Nation for no bin ebien. Won ma me bay. James and John. Won ma me bay no Jesus say, "Hey Jesus. Ewa, we mbanye bieri o. Ket ko wa hime mu wa na ket na wa hingwa no da me kuruntra benkum kuntra nyimfa." Hey. As a couple na mbonu butu ma anuma. There better na minyifa na benkum anya meza. Meja meze. Na woye dem wie no na suafo no hwe suafo ebie no din wokofu yi ope post ba. Ope post. Ke no aka kire ho ma mi re no be lobby ma hon. Be lobby ma hon. Now, when you is when you I want to pay, I want to pay, I want to pay, I want to pay. Inti na Jesus, okay, the men pay or the children. You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their great men exercise authority over them. It shall not be so among you. It shall not be so among you. But whoever would be great among you should be your servant. Should be your servant. And whoever would be first among you must be your slave. Even as the Son of Man came not to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many. Now you know. Subana, oh there, yefanyen. Ahobrase. Suban. Bring in ara ya crowd there. Yabosum. Nemum. Yanya who die here for the one bus man. Oh, sorry. Oh. Sorry. Oh. We don't make a photo. And you wanna. No, my academy, you know, you there. Hey, Papa paying to be. I want grand. Now, a boy in the seminar in the bar. That corona ought to suffer from Moconifia. Moconifia, no, say, Father. To tell you, from here, what it you want in Port Chop, you wanted to 1 year. Even as a man. I said, that ye, as often wash a woman, we are no why I won't die here for. No, I won't. Hey, Papa. Oh, most of what can say in chapel them today will be a teacher you be a cassette class 1 for. Teacher you be a cassette class 1 for. This was also any more hero. Get one of them here, my service nadi. Any active one nadi. TCRA walk of food, offending all day. Ooh, one poor. Most of cassette today, the baby. It's a bon show, humility and service. One fancy to one. Okay. Into a member make a picture home. There are some young papa paying in our Kenya. Now, Wakasatre, one, Wakasatra me, Wakasantre, Minianoma, a soft in era. There, Yambo Modna, there, Yabebre and Wasi, Naya Sum. We sang the Jesus Christ. Nara was him a one, while from whom Mahumajido, Nahuma Bahia, or Bashama Dickens, them no ye, or so many. Now, the pandemic challenge you want to crack. And there, I can't serve no, or some gotta give his life. He's ready to give his life as a ransom for many. Jesus gave his life as a ransom for many. This should be a step higher to service. Are you going to be ready to give your life as a ransom for many? Jesus, go for but it's a challenge to you. It is in its service. Go deeper than what you are doing. Go deeper in service than what you are doing. Can we move a step higher to give our life as a ransom for many? It is a challenge to spend your life in order to give a worthwhile life to others who have challenges. It might not easy, no. You shan't profile. You might be in Koye wana brabum. You been your birds amawana. You been your birds amawana. Some of these challenges, you have some are psychological, some are emotional. And some are spiritual, and then some are physical. You're an expert, psychological, local psychologist way. So, when you assume that position, you are there. No, Nkada other into me and Kayo. Or there, our facilitator. We have to be facilitators. Are you ready to invite experts to help you attend to those who have psychological challenges or emotional challenges? For spirituality is yours. Because you're supposed to be a man of prayer. So that is your field. The rest you can, but you need to seek for reinforcement. Be a facilitator to them. Physical challenges, oh boy. But you can be a facilitator. You can be a facilitator. Aya odrumbiri bia obi ba ho pa na hu de ye we hia ne ye na oda buan o allowance so oda no aka 10 series ye bend. Be a facilitator. Ebotum na ebia obi enyim do obi no abana manie the ma didn't we say ebotum aboa mpem bi nara otum ye mboa demamon. That is why I say go a little deeper. Go a little deeper. You know, you will be overstretched. There's no doubt. You will be overstretched, I must say. But don't hesitate to call for backup from fellow priests. So talking about benefactors, the seminary, we need a lot of benefactors. You know, school fees. You know, in the seminary, they don't pay fees, but the bishop will pay the fees for them. And their fees are quite astronomical, I must say. I was a rector of the seminary for a while, so I know what I'm saying. You know, now the bishop, for one student, the bishop is asked to pay close to 4,500 per student. So even these 5, so 5 times 4,500. You know, but they are not just 5. This is just one class. You know, 9 classes. 9. No. And sometimes, I mean, those who are ordained priests, about 12 or so. 12. You can now we are 40, sometimes 60. And a minor seminary as well. So the question is, where do we get the money to fund them? Had it not be the benevolence of some of you, the Christ faithful? That is why you would periodically get visits from some of you who will come on behalf of the bishop to beg for money so that we can look after our seminarians. You know, sometimes we say, do we need money? Yes, we need money. We need money to give them food, to give them a place to sleep, to buy books for them, to employ teachers. We get teachers from the university who would come and teach. As for us priests, our work with the sacrificial. But even that, we need to sleep, to move about and all kinds of things. So we also need some few coins here and there to do that. But through your generosity, we are able to not only train them, to nurture them and groom them. You know. So this morning, that's why I say I'm so happy. You have been successful. You know, you have been successful to do so due to the help that you give. So, my dear priest, especially those who are in charge of various parishes, this is a request from my heart. Anytime those who are the bishop, do not take any percentage. And make sure that that day is reserved for seminary collection. We don't want to hear that when they come, you would have your first collection, second collection, third collection, appeal. And then you begin to say, okay, one else wants restaurant. What do you mean? That day should be reserved for seminary collections. So all of us are happy this morning to have our children here, my children, who will soon become my brothers. You know, We are all happy that we are going to ordain them. And the chancellor, who is the rector of the minor seminary, said they are worthy. They have been trained. How did it come about? Had it not been your help? The assistance that we get, the backup that we get from you. You know. So make sure that you let the backup come so that we can always have people like these young men ready for ordination. Do not do it alone. Ask for help. We are synodal church. May we seek synodality in our apostolate, my dear brothers. And success will be ours to the glory of God. Amen.